Hey YouTube, here's another quick wildfire in the east side lesson. So we're over in kind of between Portola and Clio, eastern Plumas County. This is still that real east side pine, super dry here. We're kind of at the top of a mountain here off of Highway A15 that drops down towards the middle fork of the Feather River. And so this is a place that historically fires have kind of come running from the west up this hill. Fires here on the east side are they're driven by west winds, up canyon winds, and they typically run kind of uphill and downwind from the west to the east. So there's been a lot of interest here in reducing fire hazards. You know, fires that start here could threaten Gold Mountain or Portola, and so a lot of thinnings happened out here. So behind me is a stand that's been thinned, and the goal is to kind of reduce what we call ladder fuels. One of the big problems here in this environment is that you have fires when it's dry and windy, and those fires cause tons of embers. And so if you look at kind of the ground here with all these pine needles and this fine brush, it's like the perfect cocktail of fuel for embers to start new fires. So because spot fires happen when trees torch and throw a bunch of embers, it's really important in this kind of fuel type to try to keep the fire on the ground. So that's why we do thinning, to remove what we call these ladder fuels. Is oftentimes a fire that's running here in an area that doesn't have any ladder fuels, it's more prone to stay on the ground and not get up in the trees. If you see behind me, this is an area that hasn't been thinned. And we've got fuel kind of from the ground all the way up into the canopy. And these intermediate sized trees, they act as, that's why we call them ladder fuels. It's because like this brush over here, if you have a spot fire, it lands right down here, and this brush catches this on fire, it catches these trees on fire, and then it's up into the canopy and it's throwing embers. And so that's what we don't want. We don't want embers flying. So that's why thinning is important. It's important because it keeps the fire on the ground a lot of the time. But yeah, if you live on the east side and your place looks like this, you probably need to thin it, because it's really hard for firefighters to stop fires that are being spread by spotting. You know, you think that you've got a handle on it, and then 10 new fires pop up downwind, and it's, you know, it's really hard. So east side pine, lesson number 2: thin versus unthin.